Welcome to another episode of the First Flame Scrolls. I'm Cathleena Haley. In today's episode, we're going to further talk about the inversion field versus the harmonic field. The harmonic field of energy is your given, it's your natural, it's the flow between the heart and the mind and the experience of your life. It occurs most naturally. There isn't a thought in relationship to it. It's when you move upon the earth, when you smile, when you react organically to anything, to the wind, to the breeze, to the sun beaming on your face, and you feel just the light and the love and the peace of the earth herself. This is the harmonic universe. This is your natural. It's the place of curiosity and excitement, adventure. It's the place that has been hidden, overridden, and shoved underneath as though it's unimportant. And there's a field of energy that rests above it, sort of on top of it, called the inversion field. This field of energy is by nature, the natural essence of this field is it is a siphoning field. It is a unpotential field of energy. It is not like the harmonic field. It does not have flow. It only has war, and the war is between the mind and the heart, the ego and the innocence, the power and the vulnerability. The beings that we recognize, or those that recognize as the Anunnaki or the reptilian consciousness or the various different consciousnesses that many think are running the world in the sense, what is actually taking place is that as the first flame of source, there was a choice point in deciding to engage in a physical experience. There was an unpotential field and also the harmonic field, which is a given, though. The harmonic is always there. And so there was this venturing into the unpotential field that took place. And so this is why this field is available as part of this earth experience. It is not all that is of this earth experience. The harmonic field is the natural, it's always there. That is pure source light and consciousness. The unpotential field only became available because, as the first flame, the first spark of consciousness, there was a curiosity about this field. And so there was a desire to enter into this particular unpotential field of energy, bringing light to it. I guess the sort of process is that then creation could occur within it. And there was an attempt for creation. As the first flame, there was creation occurring, or there was the thought that there was, until there was the realization that it wasn't creation at all. It was a siphoning. But the field had already been experienced. So this is why really on the earth there are two fields of energy, unpotential field and harmonic field. For a long time, the harmonic field was so hidden because as the first flame, there wasn't enough organic light to be able to come into full embodiment because my oversoul and the representation is the full harmonics of source itself. That's vast, that's everything. And in order to come into an embodiment, there had to be a certain level of harmonics already available, enough people awakened to come in. And so what took place is when I came into embodiment, it's almost like if there was one awake here and awake here, or groups of groups, and then, as the first flame, you drop in and you click in the entire field. And that's what happened. But there had to be enough so that it didn't uh, fracture the field. It just couldn't have happened until 2025, March of 2025. But since then, if you've noticed, there's been this acceleration of awakening and consciousness taking place because as the first flame, the field is now stable. So there is a stabilization of the harmonic field, which is your given. This is why there's such this desire with humanity to create, to wake up. But what the inversion's response to this creation is to mirror it, because what the inversion field, the unpotential field, is a mirror field of the harmonic field. It mirrors it. And the way that the mirror occurs is that instead of having the flow of actual creation and feelings, that in the harmonic universe, feelings are indicators of change or movement within the harmonics themselves. Think about it if you have a wave, of energy, or like music, and a particular note can change the rhythm of the song. And so, like in the harmonics, if everything were just harmonious and constantly moving in this flow, nothing could be created. So the way that creation actually occurs in the harmonic is through emotions, and all emotions are valid, even emotions like anger. Anger in the harmonic universe is actually an indicator that you are finished with whatever the experience was. And so it's as though there's this kind of stopping point. But see, in nothing ever stops anyway, because energy is infinite. But in the harmonics, there's this constant flow where in the inversion field, it's a bouncing off each other. In the inversion field, it's only either you are on top or you are underneath. You are, it's always a warring. If you notice that there's never a steady, you're always reaching towards something that you can't get. It's never enough. So you're either on top, you're either the leader or the follower. You're never anything other than that, because it's the nature of the field of energy. It is the nature of the unpotential. It's unpotential. There's never creation. You're simply reaching towards something or diminishing away from something. And it's just a recycling. It's a constant recycling of the same things because it's limited. If you notice, that's why in the inversion field, there's always cycles, there's always rhythms, there's always these dates of things that are going to happen. There's always time that's, related to that. And this is how it's all designed. It's all designed through time, through these illusionary rhythms, through these cycles, through this patterns. It's all patterning, it's all structure, and it just continually repeats itself in different layers and levels. And it's all about changing the outside world so that your inside feels better. That's the inversion field. Instead of changing the inside so the outside is actually representative of what we feel inside. That's true creation. True creation is what I am radiating as. But the inversion field has you reach towards something, it's why there's so many drugs and alcohol and addictions and harming and the obliviousness of noticing others. It's like the inversion field is all about narcissism. It's all about me, trying to grab something in the illusion of safety and freedom, and even the ones that feel they have the greatest intention, but it's all about them. I want to be the greatest way shower. I want to be the one that has all, that shows people that they can come to me and they can see. But then it's all about me, me, me. It's never about the truth of creation. The difference in that in the harmonic field is if I truly take care of me, if I, as Cathleena, be the best me inside, if I let go and I feel the most peaceful, the most grateful, the most loving towards this body, towards this life, towards humanity, I am radiating that field of energy in a harmonic, fluid way for all of humanity. I am the representation of that. And this is the difference in the harmonic field is if you become that you desire to see in the world, then the world will show up as that. But we don't do that. We become fighters or champions or something separate. And then we think that that's going to change the world. What ends up happening is that people become a greater version of that they already are, but they don't discover themselves and nothing gets created, nothing changes. It's just a different cycle, a different version of what's already there. So this is what this transmission is about, is desiring to bring forward through this field of energy that I am radiating and representing, the harmonic field. And the harmonic field, like I said, is the rhythm of it is through your emotions, and all emotions are valid, but we don't honor them. So in the inverted field, if we're angry and mad, what we do is we either kill it, we stomp it out, we want to change it. We don't change ourselves. We don't shift. We don't realize that we're finished with whatever that is. And this is what we're taught. So much, of course, because of the inversion only has being powerful with the ego or being weak. So you're one or the other. But that's not truth. In the harmonic, if you have frustrations, frustrations is an indicator that to pause, to notice that there's something shifting in your field. Joy is a place of recognition that I'm actually myself. Excitement is a place that I'm beginning to open up. I'm curious. I'm beginning to feel passion. Love is just being. It's just a place of actually participating. And when you feel that, and you can feel it so intensely, just love and compassion for everything and everyone, it is not the normal, let's say, energetic field of humanity, any human to have any greed or anger or frustrations or cruelty, that none of those are innate to the human. To the energies that are able to move in the unpotential field, it is organic to them because they don't carry emotions. They only have a mental template through the mind, which is why this world is designed through the mental template. The mental template is the warring. It is the direction of the mind always. But when a heart is involved, it has to shut down the heart. So when these beings recognize this field of energy, they wanted to harness the organic harmonic field of the first flame, but they couldn't. And so as the first flame, when there was a period of time that the bigger amount of energy had to leave, and what remained was light itself, just life, a smaller portion, let's say. This is a little bit more complicated to describe, but when that occurred, the beings that had recognized this planet wanted to take ownership and wanted to harness the organic field of energy. So all of the like pyramids, all the different things that you see on the planet were all designed to harness organic energy, organic frequency. And from that was created a grid system, an inorganic grid system around the earth to contain the energy within this earth experience. And this is what a lot of people don't really recognize about what really took place. But, since the embodiment that has happened since March of last year, and many of us, and I've certainly have traveled upon the earth and shifted and taken back the original first grid system of the earth, the original portal of the Iran Gate, which is the origination of where the first flame came through. There is now a pouring through that energetic field of pure source consciousness. This is why there's so much activity and so many things going on within the planet. But that is, let's say, the central node of the grid system, the organic grid system upon the planet. So it's now all online and continuing to come online. So the truth is that the harmonics are here and fully engaging. Gaia is fully aware and awake, and the planet is in a very different energetic field. But there are two energetic fields. The inverted field of energy is still available, and this is what technology is all about. It's driving humanity to stay within that field. Technology is not against you. Technology is being utilized through your curiosity, your energetic field to continue to drive humanity towards the inverted field through all of the techniques and all the algorithms. The algorithm itself is the mirror of the harmonic field. That's why it's wanting to be utilized so much instead of you recognizing the harmonics that move within you. Remember, there is no us against them. There is simply fields of energy. And the most brilliant aspect of all of this is that you, through your choice point, are the most magnificent, let's say, driver of this whole thing. We are not being imprisoned and controlled. We are allowing through our own energetic field these things to exist. And so we don't have to fight, we don't have to push, we simply have to continue to be ourselves, expand and allow for this harmonics, the truth, and the inversion becomes irrelevant because it is irrelevant. It's simply a mirror. It's like smoke and mirrors. I mean, it's so simplistic yet so complicated at the same time. Even the idea of like shadow anything, we talk about the shadow self, the shadow government, that only exists because humanity carries a shadow self internally. Think about the simplistic when you're sitting with another person and, you're most likely, most people are sitting with, especially if it's a new person, and instead of you fully being present with the person, your mind is going and you're judging or you're hiding or you're guessing. There's all this dialogue going on inside. Well, that's the shadow self. That's what becomes the shadow government. It's a mirror. We don't understand that everything that humanity exists as is mirrored in this unpotential field. And it really does work that way. What you think is not being seen, not being heard, the invisible is absolutely creating the visible 100%. So with this, you have the most tremendous power of your entire life by letting go and being yourself, by being brave. And I know it's not easy. I've been in so many layers and levels of confusion and energy. I didn't realize why and how I ended up in situations in my life where I did things that weren't even me. It felt like a puppet, like I didn't even know how I ended up in those situations until I began to actually look at what was happening. Some are very obvious that we're directed, and many is very, it's subliminal. It's like you don't even realize it that you're being corralled or moved until you wake yourself up, and then you say, no more, no more. I feel a lot has come through today, and you know, everything on this planet, if you think about it, that there's no ownership of anything. Even humans, like the beings came along and said they own the planet. They can't own the planet, sources. And then humans came along and said, I own this land. They can't own the land. Not really. I mean, we have the systems that are in play. But the truth is that there is no ownership. This is sources. It's all, everything. We've just fallen into all these systems. So the beginning is here. Feel the systems that are playing out within you. Start here. Notice in the privacy of your own home, in your own space, in your own mind, what systems are you following? What rules are you following? Where are you limiting your own thoughts, your own dreams? And shift it. You don't have to know your sense of direction, but you can let go of the box or the prison that you've been living in. I don't know what's going to come next fully. I don't know my sense of direction. I didn't know what I was going to say here when I come on as this first flame scroll. I just knew something needed to come through, and I allow. So it's about breathing and expanding and letting go. Start here because we just don't understand. This is everything. I'm Cathleena Haley, First Flame of Source. I love you, and you are more loved than you can ever imagine. Until next time, take care.